rest of the time. Giveaway done. Okay, so based on what we want this to mimic, we want to obviously, we've got, let's say $9 a day, or $9 over, if we wanted to split that into 4 ads, you can spend about a total of about $9 NZ. Of course, we're probably charging in USD, so that's going to be equivalent to something else, and you can convert these later on. But we said we've got 150 per month, which gives us about $9 per ad if we were running like over 4 per ad times 4. Cool. So the idea of what we want to do, I'm just going to come back to that later. Oh, crap. So the idea of what we want to do is we want a video here. That's going to be our first ad. Right, then we want to create, actually, no, it's going to be easier if we do it this way. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the reason why your ads aren't doing well is because you technically haven't really saved an audience, and you haven't really found that audience or pocket of audience on Facebook that relates to your offer. And because you're actually offering something to a cold audience or a semi-cold audience, they're going to be like, you're just another person trying to sell me something. Because if they hear free, they're so trained now that they don't really trust free anymore. So what we need to do is build that rapport up, right? So we do that by running engagement ads. So instead of doing video views, we do engagement ads. So just, this is called ENG, right? Then we do different audience sets. So we say, hey, okay, we're going to look for 25 to 45. We're going to look from 20 to 40. We're going to look from maybe 22 to 46. We're going to look from 25 to 50, right? It doesn't matter. You can make it up. It doesn't really matter. Then what we do is we also narrow that down and say, okay, we want to look for, if you decide if you want to do male or female, we go into those specific things like what do they use most. So this could be MyFitnessPal, this could be BoomBods, right? We could do all the things that are like really trending at the moment, but we take the audiences that those marketing companies are spending thousands of dollars to gain, and we use those audiences to retarget our ads onto those. So then we can use something like, you could even do JRF, like whatever you want to do. Like you can come up with so many different things. You can come up with Bradley Simmons, like James Smith. You can do all this kind of shit. You can do JSA. You can do whatever you want because they're all audiences that are using an app. So they have a footprint on the Facebook audiences. So you can go, if you know a company that's really popular, you can even go down to saying like even Nike. Like, because consumer people are the most willing people to invest in something. Because a person that buys a Nike top could also then buy a program from you. Because if they're buying a Nike top, they probably want to exercise. It's just hypothetical. You can go through and do all that kind of stuff as well. Then what we want to do is we want to patiently wait.
So you put that as your interest. So you know the interest part of it.
Yeah. So I'll run you a hypothetical after I go through this. But the idea is that we try and find it. All of these red boxes are the same ad. It's the exact same ad, same video. Just to because these are when someone's on MyFitnessPal, this is the first time they've ever seen your video. BoomBod, first time. JRF, first time. Nike, first time. Whatever, right? Then what we do is we try and wait. So let's say this video does 50%. So like there's people that are watching 50%. This video only 30%. This video is 60%. And this video is 80%. Right? What we do is at the moment, all we're doing is spending $2. Oh crap. Let's just go there, right? So minimum what we're doing is we're spending about $2 at the moment per day on this ad. So all of these are spending $2 in order to get the same engagement. What we do is we say, okay, well, I'm actually going to, based on these statistics in terms of how long they're watching the video for, right? So these people are watching 50%, 30%, 60%. We're going to increase ad spend on here. We're going to increase ad spend on here. We're going to not do these and not do these.
Yeah.
So then you can actually find those actual people that want to watch rather than putting all your eggs in one basket and only going for one audience. Right? So we do that. What we then do is say, okay, well, we've found those audiences. We then go based on those two audiences, which we're now here, right here and here. We then send them into your call to action, which is what you just had before, which is your ad that you have now. which is offering them an ebook. So then they're going to go into here, and then let's say you get 100 people through here, right? So sorry, let's say that audience here is maybe 300 people, which wouldn't be abnormal. 3 to 1,000 people, doesn't matter. Out of those 300 people, you get 100 people per week that opt in, give you a name, email address, whatever. Out of those 100 people, you then funnel them in to another ad, right? So these are all ads into your holy grail, which can be your call to action, book in for a call, buy my program, blah, 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 right? Which can be this. But then strategically, we run retargeting ads here and here. It doesn't matter, you can run one if you want to, right? Because we know that out of those 100, you're probably only going to get 20, but the remainder of the people, so the remainder, 80, they're going to come down to here, and we're going to retarget them to then go back into this ad.
Yeah.
Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 videos at the start. If you want to go down that route, you can do pictures, you can do whatever. Videos tend to work more, and especially on your budget, they work a lot better because it stops them from doing it, especially probably based on what I just saw. You've actually got a box in there, which is awesome. Primarily, the video in the first one has no call to action. It's just a piece of information. Here's how to use MyFitnessPal. Here's how to calculate your calories. Just a teaser, like a 2-minute video, just giving them some information. Then you've got the video offering them an ebook. Then you've got the offer, and this one can be on ClickFunnels. This can just be, and this can be like, you know how it goes submit? So the submit form is down here.
Yeah.
Right, that just automatically pushes into there. It doesn't have to be another ad. So as soon as they click submit, it pushes into another landing page, which is you saying, thanks for downloading my ebook. Why don't you book a call, blah, 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 whatever the way you want to do it. Buy my program, done. If they fall off, which they will, because naturally heaps of people do, 80 people down here, they get retargeted to go straight back to that page. They stop seeing, these people here stop seeing this ad, and they stop seeing this ad until they buy this product.
Yeah, okay. I stopped using ClickFunnels just because it was just wasted money, man. Like I was trying, like I was creating obviously pages, and I was trying like funnels and things like that, and I just wasn't getting a return from it. So yeah. I was coming to the end of my 14 days, and I just thought, well, fuck, like why am I like I'm just pouring, I'm just fucking hemorrhaging money.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, it is a lethal game. It is a lethal game when you can systemize. But if you look at it from the benefit, if you're spending $150 a month, these videos here, where can I go? So
from my understanding, you can do the same on Mail.
Oh yeah, for sure you can. Yeah, but you just can't get. I think it's. I don't know. I haven't been on MailChimp for a few years now, but I think you can pretty much. You definitely can. But if we go to ad spend here, you can actually spend upwards of $9 per those 4 videos per week. Right, so it's not a bad scenario to be in by any stretch of the imagination. So you can see how much money you can save if you just want to keep $150. I'm only doing $2 per video at the moment. I'll show you an ads account that I'm running for a client right now. But does that make sense?
Yeah. So is that $2 a day, or is that $2?
$2 a day.
Like
yeah.
A week?
So roughly based on the fact, I would suggest like probably the weekends are probably going to be your lowest. So you can actually you can actually put a system in Facebook that caps you on certain days and so Monday to Friday, you can say this is spend the maximum $9 or whatever. I mean, you wouldn't put it at $9 anyway, and then on the weekends you can say, fuck it, like spend maybe $1. So you're saving money on those weekend times that people may not be interacting, but that comes with stats and that comes with trackings. So what I mean by this is I'll share my ads account from one of my clients. Is this one? Cool. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Okay. So what I've got in here is his ads account running quite perfectly at this point. So he's getting about 5 to 10 bookings a week. Obviously, with those 5 to 10 bookings, he's just doing the one-on-one calls. He's getting all that kind of shit done. But we're starting now. It's a new month, so we're starting a new marketing strategy because that marketing strategy works. We just try and add on to everything as well. So you can see how many active things are here, but you can see how much I'm spending. So where does it come to the total? So $2, $5, $2, $2, $10, $15. These are in USD, so you can convert those to New Zealand dollars. But at the end of the day, whatever the $2 is in that currency will be the same mechanism. People sometimes say that it's like you need to convert it to USD. It's whatever you set your ads account up to do. So you can see here that it's pretty much I have 2 cold ads that are running, which is just a pelvic floor video of him demonstrating how to do a pelvic floor movement to strengthen it, exercise. It's literally one of the most easiest videos we've created, but it's one of the most engaging videos we've created, because if we go down to here and we go to videos watched, then we go to do click-through rate just to show them cost per. I need to see what else I need to see. Lead forms, landing page views, and then unique cost. Cool. Obviously, these are just starting up today, so some of the stats won't be as live as we want to, but we're already seeing, I only made these videos active a while ago, and we've already got 6 people that have watched 100% of a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like you said, on that first original those 4 red squares, we've narrowed it down to 2 videos to naturally get those 2 audiences that are really engaging. And you can see here that I've already upped one of the retargeting ads as $5 because it's working quite well. Then what we can do is those 2 cold ads, as soon as they start engaging over a certain amount, so 50%, we can then put them into the conversion ad, which is here's my 5-day challenge, which is his marketing strategy. They opt into the 5-day challenge. If they go onto the landing page and they don't opt in, they get an Instagram retarget, and they also get a retargeting warm. And I've got another retargeting video here, which should actually be the same as this one. Quickly change that. So literally we're starting a new campaign this month with Facebook stories and Instagram stories, because they're quite powerful because they're just swipe ups. So we're just spending a little bit of time, but you can literally see $2, $4, $6, $10, $11, $20, $35. He's spending about $35, $40 a day, which is fine for his ads budget and what he's getting in return. But at the end of the day, like, you can see the stats that you want to try and look at. Yeah. Especially what you want to do is look at how many landing page views per how many clicks. So if I went here, it's a little bit hard to show you on this day. I can go through today's video and show you a little bit more. Where's the clicks? The biggest stat that Facebook always try and get you on is clicks. They're like, oh my God, your clicks are so good. It doesn't matter about clicks, it matters about landing page views. Because you can see 23. So you can have only got 1 landing page and it's got 5 clicks. So 4 people already are then going to get retargeted. Again.
Yeah.
Right, so you can see the importance of making sure that those systems are in place, because you can see already 5 people have clicked, only 1 person is landing page view.
So a landing page view is they went to your page, or
they've gone to the landing page to watch the video or the offer or whatever, and it's fully fresh, it's fully loaded. But the problem is some people click it and then click off straight away.
Yeah.
Look, 17 and only 1. So you can see how a lot of people are clicking it, but they're not watching it. And that's why our landing page view is really expensive, which is something, because I've got a meeting with them in like 30 minutes. 30 minutes, sorry. So obviously what we can do with the conversions is say, how much is it costing us per person that didn't opt in? Is to retarget them. So how much is it costing us to get them back onto the page versus how much is it allowing us to gain from them being there per start? How much is it costing us to start? How much is it costing us to engage in the video? How much is it costing us to fill out a lead form? How much is it costing us to convert per challenge that didn't start?
Yeah.
Right, so that's actually wrong. So I need to go change that, and this will be understanding. So yeah, that's as simple as it is. What we do through audiences, like we said last time, is that you just want to create audiences based on every single video. So the audiences is what you put into the ad set. So when you create an audience, like a person that watches, like here, 25%, 50%, 75, and 95, all of those are the first video. So what we do is you go back into Ads Manager. So those are the first video. So that's the original video, right? You would go into here. You would run something like a conversion ad just to track how much it's costing them to convert. And then when it comes down to new audiences, you simply just go, we want over 50%. So we would go 50%, we would go 75, and we would go 95. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Because everything else is done for you. It doesn't matter about the country, it doesn't matter about the age. Make sure it's women. You can change the country, it doesn't matter, because the country will be in the audience anyway. Just make it sure you know based on what you originally started with the countries, and put the same countries in. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
Simple.
so those audiences are pre-made depending on
your first original video. So the first original video, if you wanted to create that, you would go into Ads Manager, and remember this is all recorded so you can watch. So if you're starting that original video or that original offer, like hey, here's 2 ways to track your food better, you would run an engagement ad. So nothing else. Don't do video views, don't do traffic, don't do lead gen, don't do messages. It just costs too much. If you do engagement, do it through here, post engagement, name the campaign. So you would go, you'd go like whatever the video is called. So if I was to go pelvic floor, I would go 25 to 45. I would go UK, and I would go cold. So it tells me, without clicking into it, what video it is. I know it's a cold video, so it means cold lead. And I know it's pelvic floor video. So video, pelvic floor, 25 to 45 age, and it's the UK, cold. So it tells me in exactly the same method, so I don't have to click into it all the time and waste time. Daily budget, $2, lowest cost. You can go cost cap. So cost cap is super important if you want a really strict budget, because sometimes it's going to go over and above. So it'll go over and below. It won't go $2 all the time. You can go bid cap. Yeah. So you can chuck cost cap on and say, I will run my X, Y, and Z. It'll do it as well. And you can also run ads on a schedule. So that's when I said about before, you can run them Monday to Friday and stop on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can run it to payday. It's up to you. So it's super simple to change those things as well. Continue. Then you'd go create audience. So you would give, you would look for, let's say, you would go, where am I going? You go create new. So you go create new audiences, and I would do this every time. So even if it's MyFitnessPal 1, you would do something different. So you'd go, go create new, and then go. Why does it change? It's been changed since I last did it. Oh, maybe you have to do it the other way now. Okay, well, they've fucking changed it since I last created audiences. So you'd go through audience and go into. Wait, why is it not allowing me to? Oh, no, sorry, hold on. Hold on. So you'd go, and they changed it around the other way. So you continue. You'd go you'd just go down to here and then go MyFitnessPal. Right, so you click on that, 72,000 people based on whatever. You would only do one though, only ever do one interest. Because if you do MyFitnessPal and like Weight Watchers or weight training, let's say you did that, what it's going to do is split your ad spend 50-50. That's why no one tells you either. Trust me, I've spent a lot of money to figure that out.
That's probably where I've been going wrong massively.
Yeah, so you can even see it sometimes as well and go, if you go weights, let's say you go Olympic weightlifting, it'll change this on the side as well, right? Unavailable because there's too many fucking things. So you want to just go through here and say, if I only want to check one thing, everyone that does MyFitnessPal, I'm checking to 72,000 people, awesome, right? Then you're trying to want to go edit placement because you can get half of the shit out as well, and make sure that your ads are in things like why is it not letting me go? Okay, maybe it's doing. Oh, it's because I haven't checked the thing there. Make sure you come back and change those things as well. You can also get a lot more ad spend if you take a few things off, like, for instance, you don't need to be on the Explore page. You don't need to be in stream. You definitely don't need to be on articles. You don't want to be on, like, all the shit you don't need to really be on. If you also want to be targeting, you can just go, okay, I want to be in stories, I want to be on newsfeed, and I want to be on Facebook. The three main places that most people are tracking. Like business B2B, if you're on the sidebar, for sure. B2B, if you want to be an article, for sure. Whatever, it's fine. But you can see here it's saying your audience is too specific. That's only because Facebook want you to go in there and say, I want to do more so I get to spend more. But you can get a lot for $2, right? You can play around if you want to just do automatic. It's fine for you to get onto your feet, and then you just go continue. Cool. The biggest thing though is when we do conversion ads, we need to be doing something called we need to set up conversions, which is super simple to do. You just need to go off Ads Manager and go into, for some reason, Pixel doesn't come up on Ads Manager for some reason. I don't know why. But you can go through here and do it this way. Some conversions. Time 15 minutes. Cool. Go down to your ads account. So for instance, Curtis. Create custom conversion. What you want to do is go into post the URL, but you want to make sure the URL only contains a certain word that's always consistent in your URL. So for instance, if I wanted to do this, you want to go custom conversion rather than the whole URL. Because if a single letter changes, which it does all the time, it's then going to fuck your whole entire conversion. Right?
Hang on. What's that for?
So this is for when you run conversion ads as the second ad. So if we want to we can do this in the next call if you want to, if it's too much. Then if you just want to focus on getting those first audiences and engagements, because at the end of the day, within 7 days, you're probably only going to be able to do those 4 videos anyway. But I just want to give you some more fruit to kind of mull over. You literally just take the URL of the page that you want to track the conversions. So for instance, if I wanted to track,
yeah.
You get what I'm talking about? So if I want to,
it could be my Trainerize link, and then you just copy Trainerize.
Yeah, so just one of the thing, the key, like, so you wouldn't do Facebook.com or Events Manager, you would do custom conversion.
Yeah.
Because that's the specific link. So these ones will change, all that kind of shit. That's what no one else does you either. So when I talk about custom conversions, what I'm talking about is Ads Manager. What I'm talking about is running that ad here called conversions. So that conversion is tracking, and that conversion is tracking how many people, if I go today, it should show up some info. Cool. So 3 people so far this morning have been on the landing page, but haven't started the challenge. So then those people will get retargeted. So we've actually got 3 people back onto the page out of the people that were on this page.
Yeah.
Already, right? And this ad's only been running from this morning. It spent $7 and it's got 2, and it's cost us $2.50 to get them back onto the page. And then we can track them if they go through here as well.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. And then also when you write...
You use the same audience, just a different ad.
So all of these audiences are getting pushed through a funnel. So they start, right? The same audience will start on cold, right? And as soon as they engage with the video over 50%, they're becoming warm. They then go into the conversion ad. They'll go into the landing page and they might be like, oh, the doorbell rang. So they close the computer, they have to run to class, they have to run to work, they close the computer, they don't opt in, but they've been on the landing page. They will then refresh their social medias on their phone and they'll see the retargeting ad saying, hey, I noticed that you're on the landing page. No worries, life gets in the way. Here's a link to put you back onto day one, to the opt-in page.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's the same audience. We've just pushed them through 4 different pages. But they don't know that. They just think it's this one person sending them messages on Facebook feeds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah. So when I'm split testing, create 4 different audiences for that
I would
video.
just from now until our next call, I would just get 4 or 5 videos at $2 each, New Zealand, so whatever that is in USD, or whatever you're comfortable. Like I said, you can spend about $9 over 4 videos. I worked out just before, upwards of $9. So if you want to divide that by 4, then that's fine. $2, whatever. You'd pick 4 videos, pick 4 audiences, start an engagement ad. So remember, engagement is this one here. Only use that one because we want them to engage in the content. So like it, comments, watch the video. Then what you'll do is, before you did that, create the audiences for the 25, 40, 25, 50, 75, 95, and 100% watched. Because we want to track the people that are over 50%. Because if they're only watching the video for 25%, it's probably because Facebook auto-played it.
Yeah.
So we don't want to retarget those people. We can do that later if we want to, because that's why I've also got them in the 2 thing. But you can see here that in those audiences, they're quite big now because it's been watched over 20,000 times, that pelvic floor video. So that pelvic floor video has been watched 20,000 times. And you can see here, we've got a nice stream of like 5,800, 4,900, 4,200. And the 100% should be the smallest amount. If it's not, you've done something wrong. There's too many leeches going into that. So I've got 2,300 people that I can only market to.
Yeah.
Because they've watched 100% of the video. So they're obviously entertained by something.
Yeah.
So I would spend the next 7 days focusing on that. You're only going to spend a maximum of whatever the budget is that you just gave me divided by 4. And then in our next call, we can then take those engagement ads, run a separate ad. We can do it together. That is going to be your call to action, which could be the video you just made. So I'd make a new video with no call to actions, just giving a piece of advice. And then the second video is going to be the conversion, which I can set up for you. I can set it up while you're doing it. Then the next week we can do retargeting ads. And the week after that, we bring it all together. And then in a month, you've got a massive platform.
Yeah.
And then what we do is really spend some money and some time on retargeting ads, because retargeting ads at the end of the day is where you make your most money.
Yeah.
Because it takes 9 times for someone to at least buy your product or at least inquire about your product.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So I need to make 3 more different videos effectively.
Effectively, yeah. But I would only focus this week on just making 1 more, and that's the engagement ad, which is going to be nothing that's call to action, but everything to do with piece of advice. But make sure it's seamlessly across all 4 videos, the same kind of direction. So don't make a video in the engagement one that has nothing to do with your offer for the book and nothing to do with your coaching. Yeah. I know it's quite easy for us to do that because we know a lot of shit, but they need to see a stream process, because that is also something and why someone doesn't opt in.
Yeah, okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Perfecto. Any questions?
No, I'm pretty clear on that now. I just need to start seeing a result, dude.
I understand. I've had 3 calls with ads people this week, and I've just brought them on this week. And they're all frustrated, man. And it is the most frustrating thing. But you can see probably now where a lot of money is gone.
Yeah.
Right, like video views. And the problem is Facebook, I mean, they just kill you because they don't tell you this. They don't tell you that video views do nothing to get them into a funnel. Video views are just like an influencer's way to get high views.
Yeah.
Right? Like it does really nothing apart from if you're a multi-million-dollar brand that can afford to spend $10,000 to get 1 million views. I mean, it's a good way
Yeah.
to get your audience up. It's a really good way to get your audience size up. But if you don't have that audience, you're literally burning money.
Yeah.
So this is
Well,
honestly 80% of your job will be Facebook ads from now on.
yeah.
So, and that's the biggest thing. And I know it's frustrating, man. And I know things are tight. I know things are, the pressure's on. But the thing is, it only takes a good sequence in order to get autopilot, and you'll start seeing money back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know it's frustrating. But the thing is, you just need to vent. You need to let that shit out. The more questions you ask me, the more questions you ask the people around you, the better it is. Because when I was starting online, it was just me. I had no person to turn to because no one else was doing online. So all the failures, like I said in my email the other day, I spent thousands of dollars on getting people into consults and nothing happened. They didn't show up to calls, blah, blah, blah. And it was because I didn't pre-qualify them. It was my fault. So that's just the accountability measures. But this way you're sure-firing also, if you don't notice, you're sure-firing, qualifying the people that are on the fence to the people that want to buy now.
Yeah.
And once you start...
I've had a couple of consults.
Yeah.
It's just that every single time it gets to them handing over their card details, it's just like, nah.
Okay, cool. So the thing is, what we could also do is look at your sales system as well and see okay, well, what are the biggest things that are going on? Because, I've had 3 calls this week with people that are, they're paying $300-400 a week. And, it's a fuck ton of money. It's like nearly 3-4 times how much they're paying me for PT. These people are like business owners. And I just don't get off the phone, bro. Like, I just don't. And they're like, why are you not letting me say no? And I'm like, because you can't afford for yourself to say no. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, you just told me in the first consult that you said your wife, if you didn't make it in 6 months, would leave you. This guy actually said this. And I had it on my iPad because I picked it up on the first call. And he's like, oh, you remember that? And I'm like, fucking oath, I remember that. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, are you ready to sign up? Or have you got something else to ask me? And he's like, oh, no, I can do it. Done. It's just getting into their grill, man. Like, it's just understanding that you need to be that person that they're not willing to be. Because at the end of the day, as soon as they're signed up, they're legally bound to pay you. Right? And the thing is, you got to realize that the shit you're going through is 10 times the same as what they're going through. Because they're like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. But I'm like, can you afford to be overweight? Probably not. And with my business coaching, they can't afford to be broke. I can't hear you, bro. I think your mic might have played up.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep.
One of my consultations, like, she's like, oh, blah, 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 like, oh, yeah, sounds really good, blah, blah, blah. And then it came to the point where, okay, cool, well, let's fucking get signed up now. And then obviously she went on, she's like, oh, like, that's how much it is. So, and then she said, oh, I can't afford that. And I said, well, I always like to have an open conversation about obviously when people say they can't afford it. And it's like, well, like, where are you putting your money? Like where is it going? And she said, oh, I know exactly. I said, okay, where? She goes, oh, I enjoy eating out and I like takeaways.
Yeah. How many consults are you in?
Two.
It's a 2-step process.
What's that?
Is it a 2-step consult process or a 1-step?
So effectively, they obviously just jump on the call, and then obviously if they're ready to go, then I just send them the Trainerized link and the checkout link.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's redesigning, and this is what we can do as well. We can redesign your sales funnel because it could be just a hole in the sales funnel, and we can look at your whole entire process and say, like, I changed one of my business PT clients. Here's a 3-step process. So he has more than what I do, but his ticket's higher as well. So I started off with a higher price, but he's getting a bigger return. So, like, how much are you charging per week?
So I was charging $37.99 a week, which is no more than a fucking personal training session a week sort of thing, like. Like if you convert it to an Australian dollar or a New Zealand dollar, it's like $70 a week. So it's not like astronomical.
Oh, is that 37 USD?
No, £37.
Oh, pounds. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not like it's not astronomical, you know. Like it's not. I'm not asking for the moon. And then I literally thought
You're over your mic again, man. I think.
Huh?
Is your mic? Where's your mic? Because I think it gets covered up.
I think it's at the back by the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So then I thought that the price was the issue.
Yeah, I think you need to put your prices up.
Well, that's what I said. Like I refused to budge. And then
because what you need to do automatically is put your price up to like $60, and then you have a drop sell. So you have £60, for £59, £49. Because if they're going to say no at 37, fuck them and put it to 49.
Yeah.
If they're going to say no at 37, put it to fucking 100. Because at the end of the day, what are they going to say? Because the problem also, you've got nowhere to leverage yourself either. So in their eyes, you're like, because at the end of the day, you go into a department store. I do it all the time. What's that TV? $4,000. Hey, can you do me a deal? I can afford $4,000, but I still want a deal. They're probably sitting there like, oh, I can probably budge this bastard. So you can start at £60, and they're going to be like, oh, fuck that. I'm like, but because you're so dedicated and you're ready to go on stage one, let's drop that down to £59. How does that sound? Is price still the problem, or are you ready to get going? And she's like, oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, no, I can do that. 10 more pound, I can go get a fucking burger at the corner. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can talk that we can do that in the next call. But yeah, just making sure that we have that allocated hour as well. So just a little bit pushed for time this time. Straight after.
I think that I'll let you go, but I think that my sales technique is like the way that I kind of present it. I think that that's okay. Like I cut the bullshit out of it. Like I don't pussyfoot around it, and I think that comes from obviously a lot from face-to-face PT. But it's I just think I'm fucking speaking to all the wrong people.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We're not pre-qualifying. You're getting the bennies, bro. You're getting the people that are on the benefit or fucking can't afford you or whatever. This is how you pre-qualify them. It's the perfect system because you're pre-qualifying these people before they're even on the call. They're like, this bastard showed me 3 videos and he hasn't offered me anything yet. I've got so much free value and now he's offering me a free call. Yeah, man, I'm going to buy his product. It's like, imagine how many times you nagged a girl for his number. I don't get a girl's number on the first try. It's normally like after about 4 or 5 drinks, right? So that's 4 or 5 ads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's that kind of system. And we can look at that as well. But also saying, okay, well, if I'm not selling in 1 call, why don't we just split it in 2 and then show them more value or blah, 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 look at what we're doing and be open and honest and see that. But I don't think it's your sales. I just think it's the people coming into the call. And it's also just the frequency. The thing is numbers, if you're getting 2 people, you're going to get 0.5 converting. Like you get 20% of 2. Naturally. You can be the best salesman in the moment. Grant Cardone only gets 20% of the people that gets in front of him. But his ticket's $50K. So it's $100,000 every time. But that we can do that as well. But cool, yeah. So this is all recorded.